Heredity. Reproduction is an essential life process which not only helps in survival of species but also helps in continuity of that race. Living organisms usually reproduce through sexual as well as asexual means. In asexually reproducing organisms, all the genes come from a single parent by the process of mitosis. In such cases, offspring are normally genetically identical to the parent. In sexually reproducing organisms, the new individual receives half of the genetic information from its mother and half from its father. Sexually produced offspring resemble but are not identical to either of their parents. Since the beginning of human history, people have wondered how traits are inherited from one generation to the next. Although children often look more like one parent than the other, most offspring show a blend of the characteristics of both parents. The passing of traits from parents to child is possible through heredity. Heredity is the passing of traits to offspring from its parents or ancestor. In this topic, you will learn about how heredity works. Your body is made up of trillions of cells. Each cell has a nucleus. The nucleus of a cell contains chromosomes that carry genetic information. The number of chromosomes is constant for all individuals in a species, and each one of them has a fixed and equal number of chromosomes. This number varies from species to species. A dog has 39 pairs of chromosomes. The elephant has 28 pairs, whereas the pig has 38 or 19 pairs, while the mosquito only has 6 or 3 pairs. Human cells have 23 pairs of chromosomes. Chromosomes are made from long, coiled molecules of DNA. DNA contains genetic information which is carried from the parent to the offsprings. Heredity is the passing on of characteristics from one generation to the next. Heredity may be defined as the transmission of characteristics through generations. The characteristics include all physical, physiological, and psychological characteristics in organisms. All these characteristics are called traits. There are some factors that control the inheritance of all traits. These factors are present in pairs and are known as genes. A gene is nothing but a segment of DNA that codes for the synthesis of a specific protein which controls the expression of a particular characteristic in an individual. Thus, a gene is the basic unit of heredity found on a chromosome. Let us learn about some terms which are used frequently when we discuss about heredity. Alleles. alleles are different forms of the same gene. Genes are tiny biochemical units of DNA in each cell that determine particular hereditary traits. Although an individual gene codes for a specific physical trait, it exists in two forms or alleles. One allele for every gene is inherited from each of that organism's parents. Means one from father and the other from mother. For example, gene for the color of a flower is expressed by two of its alleles. Allele for purple flower, allele for white flower. Such state when each parent provides a different allele of a given gene, the offspring is referred to as heterozygous. In some cases, both parents provide the same type of allele for that particular characteristic. For example, alleles contributed by both the parents are same. Means both the alleles are for purple color. Such state is referred to as homozygous for that trait. Allele. As you have already understood that allele is one of a pair of alternative forms of a gene occurring at a given place or locus on a chromosome. Alleles produce phenotypes, means physical versions of a trait. Dominant allele. Gene which is always expressed when it is present, regardless of whether it is homozygous or heterozygous for a particular inherited trait. Such allele is expressed by English letter in uppercase. Say capital T for tallness. This means that the trait of tallness is expressed even when allele from a single parent is present in the offspring. Recessive allele. Gene that is expressed in its phenotype only if it is present in homozygous state is known as recessive allele. Such allele is expressed by English letter in lower case. Say small t for dwarfness. The trait of dwarfness is expressed only when alleles from both the parents is present in the offspring. Let us understand the concept of homozygous and heterozygous. Imagine a situation where a woman who is a hybrid or heterozygous for tall means she has one allele for tallness and one for shortness, marries a man who has homozygous alleles for shortness. Physically, she is tall because T is dominant and masks the allele for shortness, and he is short because he has homozygous alleles for shortness. Half of their offspring will therefore be pure short, and half will be tall hybrids, and no one will be homozygous for tallness. This means that the parents have a 2/4 or 50% chance of having tall children and a 2/4 or 50% chance of having short children. This is a 1:1 ratio. Sometimes two genes will be codominant. That is, neither masks the other. An example is skin color. The child of a dark-skinned and fair-skinned parents will be a mixture of the two, and his color skin may come out somewhere between parent skin colors. Breeding the red genariums with white genariums gives genarium with mixed color, that is, pink flowers. Genotype is the underlying genetic makeup of a trait. Phenotype is the observable appearance of that trait. The term is also used for overall genetic makeup of an individual. The term is also used for the overall appearance of an individual. Genotype is an organism's full hereditary information, whereas phenotype is organism's actual observed properties or his appearance. An organism's phenotype is all of its observable characteristics which are influenced both by its genotype and by the environment. For example, parents with black hair will likely give birth to children with black hair, just as parents with long noses will have kids with long noses. Once in a while, though, this doesn't work, and parents with black hair will give birth to a blonde. The phenotype is a mixed form. This discrepancy can be explained by genetic variation. Genetic variation refers to the differences in inherited traits that exist among the members of a species. In such cases, the progeny differs in its features and overall appearance from both the parents.